Disney is reportedly looking to replace its CEO again, and there's a video game CEO it has its eyes on. Let's talk about it. As reported this morning by the Wall Street Journal, the Walt Disney Company is apparently once again on the hunt for a replacement for its longtime CEO, Bob Iger. And the list of names is extensive, but it's the list of external candidates where things start to get really interesting. One of the first names to appear on the list is Andrew Wilson, the Australian CEO of Electronic Arts. Wilson has been at EA for a very long time, almost 25 years according to his LinkedIn. He has overseen some of the most tumultuous and contentious periods of EA's entire history as a business, and was the guy responsible for turning EA press conferences into dull shareholder briefings. He also has a long history of partnering with Disney. Now, you might remember the ill-fated 7-year exclusivity contract that EA had with Disney for the Star Wars license. That was brokered on Wilson's watch, but ultimately that deal only created a pair of Battlefront games, some mobile stuff, and a great deal of blowback about loot boxes. Ironically, it was only after that deal concluded that EA and Disney would go on to find great success with the Star Wars Jedi series. What might make Wilson a person of interest to Disney isn't necessarily the lumpy contours of their previous working arrangement. It's that since becoming CEO in 2013, Wilson has maintained EA's position as one of the most profitable third-party game publishers in the industry's history. And he's done this despite any number of controversies like the Battlefront 2 loot box saga or massive flops like Anthem. Regardless of how you might feel about EA's games or its business strategy, Wilson has mined and exploited EA's IP in ways that have kept that company growing for a decade. And the key to all of that success, of course, is EAFC, formerly FIFA, which Wilson himself actually presided over at one point. Wilson understands what makes FC the company's most profitable game because he used to oversee the studios that made it. EAFC, and particularly its Ultimate Team mode, is the game that fills the company's coffers every single year without fail. It's also the product that keeps EA's profits growing, which is why as a game, it doesn't change all that much year to year. Its players aren't gamers in the traditional sense. They're normal people. They're football fans. And they may complain that it's the same game every year, but they keep spending big to get their favorite players in Ultimate Team. And in between FC releases, EA keeps looking for ways to mine its existing portfolio of IP like Need for Speed, Mass Effect, Dragon Age, the games that they know people know and love. But even in the years where EA stumbles or has like a lineup of weaker titles, Wilson has made sure that FC is there to pick up the slack. It feels like Disney's going to look favorably on all of this because it so closely mirrors the strategies that Disney itself employs under Iger. It's all about stability, consistency, and growth over time. And because of all of that, it feels hard to deny that Wilson wouldn't be a good fit at Disney. And I say that in a derogatory fashion. He is exactly the kind of guy a company like Disney looks for. Fully expect this to be a spicy comment section. Get in there. Let me know what you think about Andrew Wilson.